Hello and welcome to everybody to our weekly mindfulness meditation time with Grant Wardlow, one of the therapists at Rivers Edge Counseling Center. It's been a week, I know, since I've seen you because these happen on Wednesdays. How long we have been in this situation, I don't know. But I did a bang trim today and it's my fourth bang trim. And that seems to be how I'm counting time now. But it's been a while. And one of the things that's really helped me, and I know some of you, to make our way more peacefully through this time is learning about mindfulness and starting a practice here with Grant. I just want to let you know that we have a couple of webinars coming up in the next week. One is by Teddy Fussell about hope. Is it a belief or an emotion? And we have another one about creating a family manifesto, and a third one actually on maintaining your recovery during a time of isolation with one of our students, Brittany Vauchel. So looking forward to that. At the end of Grant's presentation and the meditation today, Grant and I have an idea about possibly another kind of gathering, so we can talk a little bit more about that then. That'll keep you on the hook for till the very end. As usual, after Grant's presentation, we will turn off the recording and you can, as you go through the presentation, if you'd like to add anything into the chat, you're welcome to do that. And if you have any questions, we can ask Grant at the end as well. So with that, I turn it over to you, Grant.
Thank you very much, Nicole. Welcome, everyone. Week 8, hard to believe that we are already into week 8. I want to thank you for taking this time out of your day to be with us today. As in previous weeks, I'd like to start with talking a little bit about some of my glad moments throughout the week. And as I was reflecting on this the other day, what really came to me was that my gratitude this week really goes out to my clients who allow me the opportunity to journey with them through their struggles, their pain, their grief, their sadness. And it is just such a gift to share in those tender moments of vulnerability with them, as well as those moments of joy and laughter. But to be able to bear witness to their courage and to be in a relationship with them as they heal and change and grow and overcome. It is really a gift, and I'm just so grateful for the opportunity and the trust that is bestowed upon me in the context of their therapeutic journeys. So, so grateful for my clients this week. In terms of learning, I learned something about Albert Einstein this week, which I wanted to share with you. And my learning was that he is a lot more than just a physicist. And of course, we are all more than just one thing. We are all more than our occupations. But what I didn't know was that he has much more, he's much more philosophical than I ever would have given him credit for. And so during his lifetime, he was revered as being the smartest person in the world. And I guess people used to send letters to him from all around the world. And that makes sense. If you want to know the answer to something, go ask the person that you think is the most well-rounded, the smartest person. And so I don't know the question to this, but this is in his writings. This is something he responded to someone. And I think it's really, really speaks to a lot of what we're talking about. And so I'll share this with you. He writes, "A human being is part of the whole, called by us universe, a part limited in time and space. Time, because we don't live forever, and space, because here we only occupy our body." He goes on to say, "He experiences himself, his thoughts and feelings as something separated from the rest, a kind of optical delusion of his consciousness. This delusion is a kind of prison for us, restricting us to our personal desires and to the affection for a few persons nearest to us. Our task must be to free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature in its beauty. Nobody is able to achieve this completely, but the striving for such attainment is in itself a part of the liberation, a foundation for inner security. And I just thought this was really great insight into our human experience, to our experience of suffering, and for the need of compassion. I just really thought that that was brilliant. Wanted to share that with you. In terms of my accomplishment this week, well, it is happening kind of as we speak. My accomplishment is really having the courage to do today's meditation. I really struggled with it this week. Should I do it? Should I not do it? What are people going to think of it? It's really more of a guided visualization. And so in my struggle, I did what I do, and I sat with it. I meditated on it. And when I let the feelings of doubt and uncertainty run through me, okay, it created this wonderful space for me to realize that, wait a minute, you are my people, right? This is a safe and supportive community and a safe place for which we are all in together. And if it flops, it flops, and that's okay. Regardless of whether it flops or not, it is about the experience. I hope it is a good experience. But at the end of the day, that's what meditation is. It is about experience. It is about being in the moment with what is. My delight first happened on Saturday. No, first happened on Thursday. Then it happened on Saturday, and it happened again last night. And what I'm referring to is dancing. So last Wednesday, Netflix released Ben Platt live at Radio City Music Hall. For those of you that don't know Ben, Ben is an actor and Broadway star. He was the original Dear Evan Hansen, and someone that I have a lot of admiration for. I really like his music. He put out a new album sometime, I think it was in the fall. And anyway, he did this concert at Radio City Music Hall, and there's this one song, Rain. Every time I hear it, I just have to get up and dance. And I have to tell you, oh, it was so good to move my body, just feel the rhythm from within, and just get down and boogie, so to speak. So that was my delight this week, was taking time to dance. This week, I did another week's learning on the science of well-being, taught by Dr. Santos at Yale University. This week's rewiring is to do 30 minutes of exercise, which I have done almost every day, not every day, but I am seeing the benefit of doing that exercise when I do. And also 4 hours of getting 7 hours of sleep, 4 nights of getting 7 hours of sleep. I can't say that I've accomplished that as successfully, but of course, both of these have a lot of power to really improve our overall mood. So Dr. Santos talked again, reminded us this week that a good job, more money, more stuff, better bodies, either don't make us happy or don't make us happy as we think they will. And one of my learnings this week was that instead of spending money on more stuff, Dr. Santos encourages us to spend our money on experiences. Experiences make us happier than stuff because it's harder to compare experiences. So for example, it'd be harder to compare my experience of playing golf with your experience of going to a concert. When we have experiences, we are less likely to engage in social comparisons, which, as I talked about last week, can be really problematic for us in terms of how we see ourselves in relation to other people in the world. And we often see ourselves as less than, and that keeps us feeling really small and insignificant. Now, Dr. Santos talked this week about how to thwart what is called hedonic adaptation. And this is the process of becoming accustomed to a positive or negative stimulus such that the emotional effect of that stimulus is attenuated over time. So in other words, hedonic adaptation is For example, when we get a new car, when we first get it, it makes us really, really happy. We're really pleased with it. However, over time, we become more used to that car and the happiness fades. And eventually, our new car becomes just another car. One of the ways that Dr. Santos talked about being able to thwart hedonic adaptation is through the practice of gratitude. And that's kind of where I want to focus today, is on the practice of gratitude. The quality of being thankful and and feeling appreciation for what one has. According to Dr. Santos, gratitude increases our subjective well-being. It makes us more optimistic about the future. It reduces our experience of physical pain. And for those who practice gratitude, they actually exercise more than people who don't, which I thought was kind of interesting. Anyway, what I'm going to talk about here has been adopted from the mindfulness exercise website. And so gratitude. We have all heard that we should be thankful for what we have. And intuitively, this makes really good sense. When we're grateful for the gifts in our lives, we tend to feel happier, right? This improves our mental health, improves our relationships, our experience in life. We feel more content in the world. Now, despite knowing this to be true, putting gratitude into practice isn't always easy. Sometimes our gratitude is overshadowed by the dark clouds of unworthiness, of stress, of anxiety and depression, which interferes with our ability to see and feel thankful, instead causing our thoughts and beliefs to run contrary to being grateful. Good news. As we deepen our understanding of the power of gratitude and begin to practice paying attention to moments for which we are thankful, or perhaps feeling into our gratitude by way of, let's say a gratitude meditation, we can enhance our ability to notice and feel into that place of appreciation more frequently. The more we do this, the more we enrich, restore, and revitalize our lives in positive ways. Research shows us that gratitude holds powerful and transformative healing potential and shifts our perception and mindset towards abundance, beauty, and love. Gratitude has the potential to break apart the dark clouds of unworthiness, allowing the light to shine in and nurture us. This shift helps us to bear witness to the events and experiences in our lives in new ways, creating opportunity for recognition and to be able to create space for appreciation, both of which promote growth and healthy evolution. Research in this area from UCLA's Mindfulness Awareness Research Center, shows us that cultivating a practice of gratitude can actually impact the brain's molecular structure. So in the same way, as you've heard in weeks past, that the practice of meditation can change your brain, so too can the practice of gratitude. Now, for those of you who are interested, on the UCLA's Mindfulness Awareness Research Center website, they do have some guided meditations, and they also have an app called UCLA Mind or UCLA Mindful, something like that. So if that's of interest to you, I encourage you to check it out. When we examine the layered effect of the benefits of gratitude, we can see gratitude's contribution extends beyond us individually to also impact us socially and culturally. On an individual level, when we shift our perception to the world around us to include those things for which we are grateful, our framework shifts. It's like changing the lens through which we view the world. And doing so creates a boost to our state of well-being. More specifically, gratitude can increase happiness and contentment. It can improve self-esteem and self-compassion. It can improve mental and emotional resiliency. It can improve emotional regulation and self-motivation. It can decrease stress and anxiety. It can increase present moment awareness. It can also improve patience enhance physical well-being, and even improve our sleep. Moving beyond the individual impact of practicing and expressing gratitude, on a social level, this practice can heighten our appreciation for those around us. It can improve our relationships. It increases pro-social behavior, as well as enhance communication amongst individuals. Now, these social impacts eventually transform into a more widely cultural influence. So as we practice gratitude within ourselves, as well as with others socially, this creates a shift in the way we communicate, and soon the way we function as a larger collective. So therefore, from a cultural perspective, gratitude practice can enhance understanding among various groups, as well as increase compassion and connection between groups, as well as encourage collaboration. Now, when we look at the scope of gratitude's influence, we can't predict exactly how it will shift our human collective over time. However, what we do know is that the more we cultivate gratitude in our own lives, the more capable our capacity is to extend love, compassion, and appreciation to others. And every time we do this, it makes the world a more accepting and friendlier place. So how do we cultivate gratitude? Okay. One way you can cultivate gratitude is by keeping a gratitude journal, whereby each day you reflect on these things for which you are grateful for in your life. And if this is how you choose to practice gratitude, okay, again, I encourage you to practice it not just as a cognitive exercise. I encourage you to actually take time to feel into your feelings of appreciation and gratitude that you have. So don't just think it, also feel it. This will help to savor, okay, and deepen the experience. You can also go for a walk in nature as a means of reconnecting in a grateful way with the beauty and grace of the world as it is. As you walk, I encourage you to tune into your senses and experience the world as it is in all its wonder. Tune into the vibrancy and vitality that is reflected back to you. Another way to cultivate excuse me, gratitude is to write a letter of appreciation to a loved one, letting them know all the reasons you are appreciative for their being. Deliver it in whichever way makes sense, and I invite you to pay attention, and as you write it, tune into the energy of love that arises within you. And finally, we can also cultivate gratitude through our mindfulness practice, right? Recognizing that every moment is an opportunity to see where we can become more appreciative of what we have around us. So without further delay, I'd like us to now move into our meditation for the day. Again, this meditation is a little bit, going to be a little bit different than usual. It's a little bit more of a guided visualization, but I hope that you take meaning from it. So let's begin. Finding a comfortable seat wherever this finds you. Sitting with a dignified posture. Imagining your pelvis is floating without effort. Allowing your eyes to close gently, or turn your gaze downwards if that feels right for you. Letting yourself land in the present moment. Letting go of the busyness of your day and all that you had to do in order to be here right now in this moment. Slowing down, letting go of the outside world, letting go of the stress of your day. Letting go of worrying about what is next on your list of things to do today. Giving yourself permission to be fully present in each passing moment. Fully inhabiting your lived experience through present moment awareness. Letting go of doing and deepening into the experience of being. Allowing your attention to drop gently into your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Riding the gentle waves of your breath as it moves in and out of your body. Feeling the lived experience of each breath. Resting in awareness from moment to moment, breath to breath. Letting go of any agenda other than to be awake, to be fully alive right here, right now, with each breath. Softening into the experience of every inhalation and every exhalation. Recognizing that whenever your mind wanders, thank your mind for thinking what it was thinking, and gently bring your awareness back to your breath without judgment. Practicing being with every passing moment. Giving full care and attention to the breath coming in the body, and full care and attention to the breath leaving the body. Letting there be as little doing as possible. Letting go of any expectations, and instead breathing moment to moment, resting in awareness itself. Imagining yourself in a lush garden. Noticing the many vibrant plants and flowers that are scattered throughout the garden. Having an awareness of how the sunlight brings this color-rich garden to life. Seeing all the many different shades of red, green, purple, yellow, pink, and orange. Observing in great detail all that you can see. feeling the soft grass beneath your feet. Hearing the birds flutter about as they sing to one another from near and far. Breathing in the fresh air, filling your lungs with life. Smelling the sweet aroma of flora that surrounds you. Imagining now you are wandering about, filling your senses with delight in each step you take. Noticing a short distance in front of you, a stone path. Moving towards it, you notice the stones are smooth as they glisten in the sunlight. Feeling curious as to where this path leads, you begin to slowly make your way down the path. With each passing stone, you feel a deeper sense of relaxation. Continuing mindfully down the path, you begin to hear the gentle sounds of trickling water. Looking ahead, you see a great stone fountain. As you approach, noticing in great detail all of its features. Knowing that the water in this fountain is here to refresh you, cup your hands and dip them into the flow of the water. Bringing the water in your hands to your lips, mindfully sip the cool, clear, fresh water from your hands. Noticing how the water nourishes you. Feeling grateful for this water, again you cup your hands, dip them into the flow, and mindfully drink all the water your hands can hold. Giving thanks for the opportunity to nourish and replenish your body with what it needs. Once more, you cup your hands and fill them with water, drinking more slowly this time as you continue to feel grateful for the fountain and its gift of water and life. Feeling refreshed, renewed, and revitalized, slowly make your way back along the stone path to your garden. Along the way, being mindful of what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you touch, and how each of these experiences touch you in return. Finding a seat on the bench that looks out at your garden. Taking a deep breath in, you sigh. Being here in this moment, surrounded by the majestic beauty of your garden, you are reminded of the many gifts in your life for which you are grateful. Reflecting on all of life's gifts that have been bestowed upon you. Letting yourself feel into the appreciation of your life. Giving thanks even for this opportunity to sit in community and be with others in this shared experience of gratitude. Continuing to be with your experience of feeling grateful, I'm going to say aloud some phrases, and I invite you to mindfully let the words wash over you without judgment, letting them land, taking them in. I am grateful for the gifts of love, laughter, and acceptance I receive from others. I am thankful for the light within me and for the renewed energy and strength I feel to see me through this day. Today I choose peace, and I do this by feeling gratitude in my heart. I am grateful for the helpful guides that sometimes appear in disguise to usher me back to love. Feeling grateful expands my perspective and opens me up to new ways of living happily in the world. Finishing our meditation, taking a moment to feel into your experience of feeling grateful. When it feels right, slowly begin to move your body, stretching if you need to. And when it serves you, feel free to open your eyes. I would like to conclude today with a quote that I came across, and it's by Ralph Blum, who's an author. And I think that he beautifully sums up the practice of gratitude in this quote. He says, "There is a calmness to a life lived in gratitude, a quiet joy." My hope for you today is that you got to experience some of that quiet joy. I want to thank you again for being with us today, this afternoon. Your presence is greatly appreciated. Please, I hope that you will stick around, share with us your glad moments for the week. Would love to hear some feedback about today's meditation, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you, Grant. That was a powerful meditation. And for anyone not joining us, thank you for being with us again. And I hope we'll see you next week.